Welcome to the definitive guide to landing page testing with Facebook ads. This is an extremely vital skill that sadly there's far too much misnomers about and lack of understanding. So as somebody that has literally tested thousands of web pages on hundreds of millions of dollars of spend, let me break down the three biggest skills that you're going to need to know, plus two of the things that you're probably doing that might be the biggest harm to your overall success. And lastly, what to do when you get a win, what to do when you get it right, and how to know that you actually have something worth making a change. Because honestly, that's usually one of the biggest mistakes most people make. So we're going to unpack all of that. Buckle up. This is going to be super, super fun. I really appreciate all the suggestions for more content. Comment below if you'd love to see me cover anything else. Now, before we get started, just a little bit of something. I know that you could be literally anywhere on the internet right now, and you've chosen to be here. I want you to know that I'm 100% going to make that worth your while, and we're going to dive super deep into all of this. If you have any questions, do not be shy. Please ask. If you love this and you value it, go ahead and smash the like. It means so much. Go to the bell on the subscribe, hit it, ring it, make sure you don't miss anything else because I'm putting content out every single day. And if you like this content and you want even more, go ahead to newsletter.facebookdisruptor.com and sign up for the free Shape of Disrupt to come to make sure you don't miss anything with me in your inbox every single week with new articles, interviews, blog posts, and everything else to help you be successful. More success, less stress. And ultimately, if you're ready to make the investment into your future, into the future of your business, check out the MBA program, mba.facebookads.com. Get started there. Now, let's dive into it. When we are doing landing page testing on Facebook, we need to understand what's the right way to do this. Now, there's a lot of thoughts and a lot of different strategies and a lot of moves that people make, but there is one absolute answer to this, which is great. Sometimes it's an opinion, sometimes it's a stone cold fact. If you are doing landing page testing, make sure you are doing it by routing what happens after the click. Now, the biggest mistake that I see most people make is they're trying to do landing page testing by running ads to one landing page and then ads that are identical to a different one. Now, this makes sense. You're like, well, which one has the best conversion rate? However, even if the ads are identical, there is no way that you can even begin to project that there is like data in either one. You're comparing apples to home runs. It doesn't even matter. The point is, in order to test the efficacy of a landing page, you need to make sure that everything that happens before you make that test is the same. Now, you might say, well, I've got identical ads running in different ad sets or even the same ad set. There's no way that they're not going to be driving similar people. And you know what? They're probably targeting the same people. But one of those ads probably already has spend, which means that ad has already developed pretty heavily into developing its own lookalike audience. Or maybe they're both starting out from zero, in which case you might have to spend a lot of money or time until you even get a mature, projectable outcome from either one of those ads. And then only from that are you going to be able to understand, well, which one has a better link to the landing page. Now, here's the problem. What if you're running anything crazy like a second ad? How does that ad impact the delivery of the ad that you're testing? And what landing page does that ad work well to? The point here is, if you're running different ads, different post IDs to different landing pages, there is no way that you're going to be able to compare the results of those two things against each other, because they are wildly different data sets, targeting different people with different sets of data on different random delivery fairly in the beginning, because you have no way of controlling that these are going to the same people and understanding what happens afterwards. You just can't do that. Because remember, even if you're using a targeting audience, Facebook's showing ads to people based on the response of other people to that ad and to your page. if they're identical ads, what if one landing page has been running for a long time and the other one is brand new? Which one of those ads do you think is going to get a better CPM? The completely unknown element or the proven thing with lots of data? Because remember, what happens after the click has a tremendous impact on what you pay inside of Facebook and who the ad is shown to and how much spend is delivered. I've done something once where I was running UGC content from Dara Denny. Love her YouTube channel though. Check it out. She made an ad for my women's clothing brand. She was like, hey, I'm this size. We realized her size wasn't on the sizing chart. We ran that ad for about 5 days. Once we realized that and then changed the sizing chart, the spend on that ad went up 10x in 45 minutes. And that ad dropped CPA by 4x. And the CPM got cut by 50% within 72 hours. Why? Because what happens after the click matters. The point here is, if you are testing different ads to different landing pages, even if the ads are identical, you have two things that you cannot compare to each other ever. So we have to understand what we really need to do is isolate the variable. If you're not isolating variables, you're not running a true scientific test. That's just a fact. So instead, what we need to do is have the same ad run to the same page and then reroute some of it to a second option. And from there, we can understand the conversion rate and all of that. Now, here's the problem when you're doing this that you avoid. Instead of having one ad or maybe 5 ads, maybe you duplicated all 5 ads that are really working in one audience and you're launching against another audience with a different landing page and all that stuff. You're getting rid of all that unknown, all of that wasted spend, all of that added CPM because you're depreciating your relationship with Facebook as a marketer, all of that liability to your business's bottom line just to get a very low quality data point. Instead, we're able to take every single ad that's currently running and run it to our control environment and then shift a little bit of it to someplace else and see if it does better over there. There are a lot of tools for this. The bougie versions like VWO are great. You can absolutely use like Google Optimize or Optimizely or anything else. The important thing is that we set up a structure that effectively looks like this. Every one of our ads goes to the same landing page. That landing page is basically a room where everybody goes into that club. Now, historically, that club had basically one door. When you walked in, you went straight into this room. What we're saying now is that club is a holding area where there's 2 rooms people can go to. Now, most of them go to the control room, to the room where we know everyone's going to have a good time. But a couple of people we're going to send into another club and see how that works. If we instead set up 2 identical clubs with 2 lines built off of promoters that are out there using the same flyers, there's absolutely no way we're going to be able to compare the results of one to the other. So when you do it after the click, you have 100% confidence in the outcome of that test being predictive. Also, you're applying that test to every single ad that you're running. So you don't have to start ads over from 0 just to see, do they get lucky enough for me to tank the future of my business by chasing out of context results? Instead, you can not have to force any change. The Facebook algorithm sees very little discrepancy because more or less all you did was change the landing page, which is way different than changing the ad and the data set and the people targeted and all the historic and all the machine learnings and all the learning phase and every penny that you spent to launch a new ad set to try to get even spend among other things and completely tank stuff. Like, one of those objectively sounds dramatically simpler than the other, right? One of those sounds like a much more high risk, higher level of effort, much longer, much more expensive option with way lower confidence and the ability to take action from the outcome. Ultimately, a test is only as good as the actionability of the data. And if you are not splitting the traffic after the click, the data that you get lacks any actionability. It's not mildly valuable as a nice data point. No. It's completely useless because you're starting a completely new data set and journey inside of your account. And unless you're going to tank everything that you're doing inside of your account and throw all that money to the brand new experience, then you've wasted your time and your money, ruining your relationship with Facebook or tremendously damaging it, all to get a data point that isn't scalable, that you can't trust, built on, did it get lucky in a few days? That is a tremendously worse option. And I extraordinarily encourage you to never pursue that with your business ever again. Now, I hope this all makes sense. And if you have any questions about this stuff, please comment below. Remember, the tools that we use for this is Google Optimize or Optimizely. If you got money and you can really do a lot of things, VWO is probably the best option because you can do JavaScript training on that website to just change out specific elements as well, so you don't even have to code the separate landers. And to qualm any concerns, this does not force your ads to go back into learning. This will not get you banned. And as long as your websites are compliant and you've proven that it's a better option, your results are going to be sustainable in a safe and reliable way. That's what we want. Actionability that produces positive results. Now, if you like this stuff, please subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, hey, please go ahead and subscribe to that. Get the automatic download. You don't even have to listen to it. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter at newsletter.facebookdisruptor.com. And hey, check out the Facebook Ads MBA program at mba.facebookdisruptor.com.